Hi guys, welcome you all for the PM lecture. This is Raj Kamal. Today we are going to see a topic called construction of an epicycloid curve. So we can see how to draw here. See, this is the epicycloid curve. So from the question, how can we identify the epicycloid curve means we need to know to identify the two things from the question. The first one, in the question paper, they should provide the two diameters or not. We need to verify it. First step. That is the first step. The first step, we need to identify whether the two diameters are given or not. If they're given means one is larger diameter and another one is smaller diameter. So the first step is over. You can identify. And the second step, we need to identify whether the circle will rolls outside the surface of the larger diameter. We need to verify it. If the statement is provided outside or if the small circle is rolling outside the circumference of the larger circle. If the statement is provided, the second condition also verified means you can say it is an epicycloid. So from the question, we need to identify the two things to mention it is an epicycloid or not. So two things we need to refer, guys. One is the rolling circle diameter is provided and the directing circle diameter is provided or not. And the second one, if the circle will rolls outside the circle of the larger circle. If the two things are provided means you can say it is an epicycloid circle. And then one more thing, see here, this is the curve, this is the epicycloid curve. It will be in the outside the larger diameter. See, this is the epicycloid curve. And we can say this is a larger diameter as a directing circle because it's directing the small circle to roll. So the small circle is rolling here. That's why we can say it is a rolling circle. So the two conditions are satisfied. We can say it is a epicycloid circle. That's all, guys. Let us read the question now. A circle of 50 mm diameter rolls on the circumference of another circle of 175 mm diameter and outside. See here, guys, the first statement itself, we have a small diameter. This one is a rolling diameter. And then we have another diameter, it's a larger one. It is a directing circle diameter. The two things are provided. So the first statement is over. And then second, it's outside. So the second condition also over. So we can say it is an epicycloid curve. So first statement itself, it provided very clearly it is an epicycloid curve. So next we can continue the reading. Trace the locus of the point on the circumference of the rolling circle of one complete revolution. Name the curve at a point 125 mm from the center of the directed curve. This is the statement provided for us. To solve this problem, we need to write the given data. So in the given data, we provide the first statement itself. It is an epicycloid curve by writing like this. Circle rolls and outside the directing circle for one revolution. This clearly indicating is the epicycloid curve. And the second, we will write the diameter of the rolling circle. For the rolling circle, we can mention it as a small d. Please note it down, guys. For the rolling circle, we need to mention it as a small d. And for the directing circle, we need to mention it as a capital D. Please note down these things. Okay, after doing this, we need to find the theta for solving the problem. We can find the data using this formula. 360 into rolling circle diameter divided by the directing circle diameter. We can get some data here. So using this data, we can solve the problem. Let us see the first step. In the first step, we need to draw any angle inclined, guys. Please remember it, any angle inclined line. So this is the any angle inclined line. You can draw it and mark the point as O. And the magnitude of this line, that means the length of the line is capital R. So what is meant by capital R? So that is the radius of the directing circle. So this is the capital D. So it is the radius of the directing circle. Then small r means it is the radius of the rolling circle, guys. That means small d. Okay. So see here the diagram. You can clearly understand that. Okay. So after drawing this, we can move for the second step. In the second step, we already find the theta. The theta is we can find from using this formula 360 into rolling circle diameter divided by the capital circle the directing circle diameter. That's a value is 102.8 degree. So 0.8 we can't able to mark, guys. So you can leave that. We can mark for the 102 degree. So use your protractor and kept the point on the 1 or 2 degree like this, and you can draw a line, straight line using the scale, and the length of the line is the same radius of the directed circle. Okay, so the step is over. The second step, it will be look like this, guys, and we need to give them name for this point also, guys. This is P. Okay, so after that, and from this point we need to draw a extension line, and this extension line length is smaller, that is the radius of the rolling circle. So after drawing this, take your compass here and keep this as a center and measure up to the here and use the compass and draw a circle, guys. Okay, like this. After drawing the circle, we need to divide the circle into 8 equal halves. You can divide up to 12 also, but it will make more complexity. So to avoid that, we can stop it for the 8. Okay, so we can draw 8 divisions here. After dividing this, you need to give the naming. So naming will be start from here, guys. Like this, we need to give in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, see here. So here also we need to remember two things. So from the point P, we need to extend the line for the radius of the rolling circle, and then take your compass and need to draw a circle. So after drawing the circle, we need to start the naming from here, guys, not from here. Please don't do the mistake. We need to start from here and give the name as 1, 2, 3 in the anti-clockwise direction. We need to give the naming in the anti-clockwise direction, guys. Please remember it. After drawing this anti-clockwise direction, we can move for the fourth step. Again, you need to take the compass and need to measure the distance of O to P. After measuring the distance of O to P, keep O as center here and keep your one end of the compass, that is the pencil side here, and draw an arc up to the radius of here. Okay, clear, guys? It will be look like this up to the radius. It is some extension line, that's all. So after that, you can continue the step, take your compass itself, and again you can draw from the point of 7, that will be cross over the first point also, and draw an arc again with compass only over center, and from this point make an arc like cycloid. Cycloid, you can draw a straight lines. Here you need to draw a curves. It will be from the 6th point, it will be cross over the 2nd point. Similarly, from the center of O, we can draw another arc from the 5th point, it will be crossed over the 3rd point. And another thing, from the 4th point, it will be another arc. Please remember, guys, from the center of the circle also we need to draw an arc. In cycloid, it will be crossed over from the 2nd point, so we can't able to show that, but here we can show here. From the O point, use your compass and draw the center of the circle and another arc. Please remember that. So see here, guys, we can see all the arcs. From the point P, we already make an arc, and from the point 7, it will be crossed over the first point, and from the 6th point, it will be crossed over the 2nd point. From the 5th point, it will be crossed over the 3rd point, and also from the 4th point. Finally, from the center of this small circle, also we need to make another arc. Okay, guys, the center is O is the center. Okay, please remember this, guys. Okay, then we need to divide this angle into 8 equal half, because we divide this small circle into 8 equal half only. So for that, here also we need to divide this into 8 equal half. You can use a protractor also, but it's make more complexity. For that, we can use this compass method. So take your compass, somewhere you can keep your point here and measure the distance. From the same point, make an arc. Keep your compass here and make an arc like this. Similarly, keep your compass here and make another arc and draw a line up to here, the center of the circle. So you divide it into 2 half, and then again take your compass, measure any of this distance. Similarly, you can keep here where you measure, keep there itself and put an arc. Similarly, here and put an arc and up to here. I can here also measure the distance. Somewhere I could go and make an arc from here and another pop-up, and we can draw a line. So like this we can divide into 8 equal halves. See here, it will be finally, it will be look like this, guys. Very easy step. Okay, once again I tell you how means. So first step, we need to measure this distance and keep your compass here and make an arc, and again from here make an arc and draw a line up to the center of this arc. Okay, you can continue the steps. You can go for the 7th step. So after making the arc, we need to give the name as, say, this is C0, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8. After giving the names, we need to make another arc. So take your compass and measure the distance of the rolling circle. This distance, that means the radius. After measuring this radius and C1 as center, make an arc in the first line. It's like a cycloid only, guys. And C2 as a center, keep the compass as constant distance and make another arc in the second. Similarly, the same radius. From third point, make an arc in the third line. Similarly, from the fourth point, make an arc in the fourth arc. Similarly, from the fifth point, make an arc. Similarly, from the sixth point, make an arc. Similarly, from the 7th point also make an arc. Okay, so it will be look like this. Clear, guys? So after that, you need to draw an arc. So up to now, you will use the H or 2H pencil. It will be somewhat light. For the arc and tangent, curve, and normal also, we can use the HP pencil only, guys. Don't forget it. We can use the HP pencil. It will look like darker for that purpose. So you can use your HP pencil and draw the curve. It will be look like this, guys. So that's all, guys. So up to here we draw the curve for the epicycloid. After that we need to draw the tangent and normal for this. Let us draw it. So for that, somewhere here we don't have any point, but in the question itself they mentioned for 125 mm. So for that, where it will come, somewhere it will come here, guys, the 125 mm. For that you make an arc and give the point as Q, like this. So next step, from that point take the same radius of the rolling circle. From the Q point, use your compass and put an arc in the center of the line of the arc. It will cut somewhere here and give the name as S. It will be look like this, guys. See here. And there's a final step. See here. From this center of the line, this S point, we need to draw a perpendicular line to this P curve. Then from this point, we need to draw a normal line that will pass over the Q point. Then you can draw the tangent line for this. Tangent line, and this is the normal line. Okay. So that's all, guys. It will be look final like this. See here. We draw a perpendicular line and then we can draw a normal line and then the tangent line. Okay. That's all, guys. Thank you.